center. Racing back Martine. Turning around now. She's gone. Number 521 for Big Papi. He has tied Ted Williams, Willie McCovey, and Frank Thomas for 19th on the all-time list.
And on a perfect Saturday afternoon at Fenway, Big Papi and the Red Sox take aim at the Seattle Mariners and snapping a 2-game losing skid in the middle game of this series. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us here on Yawkey Way. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, Jerry Remy, and Garen Austin joins us in just a moment. And, Rem, throughout my life growing up watching the Red Sox, I always thought of 521 as a magical number. That's Ted Williams' home run total, of course, and now David Ortiz.
Well, this is absolutely remarkable watching from David Ortiz. The numbers are just absolutely off the chart right now, and the way he's playing. I mean, you look at the batting average for him, 344. That's behind Daniel Murphy and Bogarts. In Major League Baseball, he is first in doubles with 29. He's tied for 6th for home runs with 18. RBI's 59, second only behind Encarnacion. And look at the OPS, 1.147. That's just absolutely off the charts. And, you know, the question is with David, you know, I've never seen a guy that's in his retirement year have this kind of a year. You know, to announce his retirement and to be able to put up these kind of numbers at this stage of the season is remarkable, what he's doing. And can he maintain it the whole season? I believe he can. His bat looks as quick as it ever did, and he is certainly, you know, putting on quite a show. He's been the only show, really, the last couple of nights for the Red Sox offense.
He has been, unfortunately, because the starting pitching has not been very good, so Rick Porcello needs to give the Red Sox a big lift, and he is on the bump here this afternoon. He has been perfect at Fenway Park so far in 2016. Red Sox and Seattle meeting next on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Toyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. The 2017 Kia Sportage. Visit anykiadealers.com to learn more. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. By Subaru Retailers of New England. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Rick Porcello heading out to the mound, looking for his 8th win of the season. He's 7-2 with a 381 earned run average. And here's the Mariners starting lineup, brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Martine, Smith, and Cano are 1, 2, 3. Nelson Cruz, the DH. Kyle Seager at third. Adam Lynn back in their lineup at first base. Steve Clevenger does the catching. Oki in left field, and Marte, the shortstop, against Porcello, the starting pitcher. Brought to you by New England Audi dealers. And a right-hander has not lost at Fenway this season. He's 5-0.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 5th in the league with 32 errors in 66 games. Travis Shaw will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Hanley Ramirez, the first baseman. Left to right, Chris Young, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. And Christian Vasquez behind the plate catching Porcello.
Today's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. It'll be Hunter Wendelstedt behind the plate, Ben May at first, Tripp Gibson at second, and Jerry in the slow lane at third. And we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota Certified used vehicle right now.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
And this is a slice of heaven today. 73 degrees. Sunshine and blue sky and absolute perfection.
This is baseball weather. No humidity, nice breeze, warm conditions. Play ball.
Red Sox trying to get back into the win column. Right now 1 game behind Baltimore as Martin gets in, and the first pitch of the day is downstairs. Ball 1. We're underway. Hey, get used to seeing lefty hitters today. Seattle has put 8 of them in this lineup against the right-hander Porcello. Up the middle and off to the right of Bogaerts. That skips away. Boy, that had a lot of spin on it. And the leadoff man is on.
Well, that ball was trouble right off contact from Martin, because you could see the spin. It was spinning away from Bogaerts. There you see the ball hooking. He comes in. He's trying to make the play in the air but can't do it. And once it bounced, that becomes a very, very difficult play.
And will be a base hit. A lot of English on that. Seth Smith, who's another lefty hitter, will dig in. He's playing right field today, hitting .251. Porcello has actually done a very good job against lefties this year. He's hitting, holding them to a .198 batting average, so he's done just fine.
Got to keep your eye on at first base. Martin can run. He's got 9 steals on the season, caught 4 times.
Cano on deck. Toward the hole. That's going to squeak through for a base hit. Martin up and into second and stopping there. So back-to-back singles by a couple of lefty hitters.
See, here's what the Red Sox really have to avoid here. I mean, they've been falling behind in ball games and trying to play catch up, and that's a tough way to play baseball. 2-seam fastball running away, but hooked, as you can see by Seth Smith. Smith came into the game a .462 hitter against Porcello. Has a base hit to stop this one.
Robinson Cano, the second baseman, at .299 with 19 home runs. Having a big year with 53 RBIs. Has always loved to hit at Fenway Park. .341 in his career, going back to his Yankee days, of course. Runners on at first and second. Nelson Cruz will follow him. And then another guy who's had nothing but success against the Red Sox, and Kyle Seager. These cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Robinson Cano, .341 average at Fenway, is the highest among active players with a minimum of 350 at bats.
And as you mentioned last night, Dave, a lot of that coming with the Yankees. Had great numbers with the Yankees against the Red Sox.
And he went 2 for 5 with a home run and drove in 2 runs last night. Home plate umpire Wendelstedt granting a time there to Cano, who is 4th in the American League in RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch. And he left it low.
Trying to keep the ball down in the zone to induce a ground ball double play to help him get 2 quick outs in this inning. That ball just too low out of the strike zone.
Last night the Red Sox fell behind 2-0 after the first 2 batters, and eventually would fall behind 7-0 and lose 8-4. Fouled back, so once again fighting from behind all night.
19 home runs for Cano on the season. He was all geared up on that 2-0 count to make it 3-0. That was a home run type swing by Cano. Fortunately fouled off. Last night, Robinson Cano going to the opposite field off Hembree.
Right on the top of that ledge, but gone for his 19th. Martin at second and Smith at first already against Porcello. Here comes the 2-1. And rattle foul. Fans, be sure to stop by Plain Ridge Park Casino. Plain Ridge Park Casino is the official sponsor of Winning.
And we talked last night about this Seattle offense, second in home runs behind the Baltimore Orioles in the American League, second behind the Red Sox in runs scored.
And I would say quietly, Jerry, most people are not aware how good their offense has been.
I was shocked actually when, I know they've been playing good baseball and were in second place, but when I looked a little bit harder at the numbers, I was surprised by the offensive numbers. And of course, their pitching has the lowest ERA in the American League.
This would be a big out for Porcello, the 2-2, and just got a piece of it to hang in there. Greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Talking about the runs leaders in the American League. Red Sox out in front, of course, at 382, but there's Seattle right behind them. So Seattle has outscored Toronto, Texas, Detroit, Baltimore. As Jerry said, number 2. Their pitching has been awfully good.
Red Sox had a play on that time. If there was a swing and miss, Vasquez was ready to throw to second base to try to get a pick off there as Bogaerts was covering the bag.
Porcello says yes to Vasquez, who's receiving him today. The 2-2 again. Foul tip off the mitt. He could not hold it. In and out of the mitt of Vasquez. Otherwise, that's a strikeout and a huge out.
Yeah, you can see Vasquez just shaking his head. It had the top of the glove, but he just could not squeeze it to keep it in the pocket. So Cano barely staying alive there.
Not an easy play, but Vasquez is kicking himself because of who's at the plate and how dangerous he is. So Porcello will try again on another 2-2 pitch. Cano has hit Porcello well, 9 for 24. That's 375 with a home run. And he's really battling up there. Fastball, but he just got a piece of it. Porcello is coming off a no decision at Minnesota, his 4th consecutive no decision. Pitched all right. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, but he did give up 4 runs last Sunday. That was a game the Red Sox would lose in extra innings on a walk-off homer. So he was not part of the decision. Martin at second, Smith at first, nobody out. Another 2-2 coming. Line shot, base hit right field. Martin into third. He'll put on the brakes there, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
You can see how fragile this game is. I mean, a couple of foul tips, a foul ball. It looks like you may have had Cano possibly with a foul ball strikeout. Instead, the fastball stays inside instead of outside, and Cano able to hook it for the base hit to load the bases. So a very quick start here by the Mariners. Again, a mislocation. That ball was supposed to be away, a sinker away. Instead, it stayed inside part of the plate, and Cano hooks it. Now, there's that foul tip that just came out of the glove. That would have been strike 3 on Cano, but could not squeeze it.
So right away here this afternoon for Rick Porcello and the Red Sox, the Wolf is at the door. Here's Cruz, the only right-hand hitter in the lineup. 294, 16 homers, 46 runs batted in. The designated hitter, no place to put him. First pitch outside, ball 1. He is 4 for 25 against Rick Porcello. It's a 160 average, so this is a guy Porcello has dominated.
Rick could gladly take a ground ball double play, give up 1 run, but get 2 outs here early in the ball game.
Yeah, no question. And has been his forte. The 1-0 is Bogaerts to Pedroia 1 on the first, double play as a run comes in to score, but that's exactly what happened. And now he has a chance to get out of it with minimal damage.
Yeah, that's very, very big, because I mean, you had a chance for a blowout inning in the first inning, but you get 2 quick outs. You give up the run. That's okay. It makes it 1-0. but you get the 2 big outs, and now you've got a chance to escape the inning without major damage.
Cruz doubled up. No RBI for him. Runner at third base, but 2 down. But he does have to go through this guy, Kyle Seager. He's having a good year. 276, 13 homers, and 45 runs batted in, and a very hot bat right now. And yet another lefty. Shaw way off the line at third. That scoots away from Vasquez, but no advance by the runner as Smith stays at third base.
Tried to snap off the curveball that time, and it did get quite a distance from Vasquez, but not far enough for Smith to score from third base. There's the curveball, the rotation. You can see it bounce. Now, usually that comes back to the catcher. It did a little bit, but it got him off the side and then bounced up the first base line.
2 down, a run in for Seattle here in the first inning. Here's the 1-0. Foul back. Seager 3 out of 8 lifetime against Porcello. Bottom of the first inning, Red Sox have Betts, Pedroia, Bogarts. If anybody reaches, David Ortiz due up against the youngster making his major league debut, Adrian Sampson, who they just called up from the minor leagues to face the #1 offense in the majors. He said, "Thank you very much." Here comes the 1-1, and just inside. Seager with a hot bat going back to April 27th. He's hitting .337 with 35 RBIs in 47 games. He's been a tough out. Boy, if Porcello can get this guy, the 2-1, and pops him up. Bogarts ranging out, coming on Young. Young calls him off, and he gets out of it with just the 1 run. We may look back on that as the pivotal moment in the game. 1-0 Seattle. To be followed by Dustin Pedroia and Xander Bogaerts, then David Ortiz, the DH, Hanley Ramirez, Jackie Bradley, Travis Shaw, Chris Young, and Christian Vasquez against Adrian Sampson, who just threw his first major league pitch, and it's ball 1, his big league debut. He's 24 years old. A native of Redmond, Washington, so he grew up about 25 minutes from the ballpark in Seattle.
Yeah, the book I was able to get on him this morning: sinker, slider, changeup.
Mariners starting pitcher brought to you by GMC. Mookie hitting .287 with 14 home runs and 48 runs batted in and 11 stolen bases. Red Sox down 1-0. Could have been a whole lot worse. Porcello really buckled down up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. So Betts is aboard quickly.
The Mariners defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They're 11th in the American League, 41 errors, 67 games. Kyle Seager at third base, Ketel Marte the shortstop, Robinson Cano at second, and Adam Lynn the first baseman. Left to right, Nori Aoki, Leonis Martin, and Seth Smith. Steve Clevenger gets the start behind the plate, catching Sampson.
So the leadoff man is on. And Mookie with his 11 stolen bases. That'll bring up Dustin Pedroia. 307, 7 home runs. And loving that first inning. Sitting 386 in the first inning. I've talked about this, Jerry, the last few nights. The Red Sox need to get back to that first inning and first and second inning scoring and really attacking the opposing pitcher.
Yeah, that really is the goal of all offenses on any team, to take the pressure off everybody, get the jump, make the other team chase you.
0-1 hammered but foul. He really got around on that fastball and ripped it foul. Especially true of this Red Sox offense, because they have scored 60 runs in the first inning, more than any other inning.
Yeah, and they have a tendency also, Dave, you know, when they do score early like that in the first couple of innings, to pile on as the game goes on.
Bogart's on deck. On a glorious day here at Fenway. And Sampson with the 0-2. Chopper headed towards second. Cano will flip it, gets the out there, and on to first. Safe is Pedroia. So no double play. A stylish effort there by Cano to get the out at second.
That may be something they look at over there. The Seattle dugout. They're going to ask for the challenge at first base. Initially, I thought Dustin might have been out. There's the backhanded flip by Cano. And Ketel making the throw to first base. Let's take a look on replay. Ooh, I think he may be out.
The service out of his dugout, checking on it. Yeah, on that angle. Cano immediately asking for the challenge. And they are going to take a look.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good look at it from second base when he's turning the double play. So we've had 2 good looks at it. It looks to me like a double play may be called here.
So under review, they're watching in New York right now. Bogart's about ready to hit.
Looks to me like the ball is in the glove and the foot is still in the air. Now it comes down. I just think it's going to be a double play, and I may be wrong. I have been wrong many times in the past on replay.
Well, I'm with you on this one. He looks like he's out. And they've come back pretty quickly. And it will be a double play. So it goes 4-6-3, and there are 2 down now for the Red Sox. Bases empty for Xander Bogaerts. Xander will step in, hitting .350. He is leading the American League in hitting. David Ortiz is second right now, just 6 points behind him. And Big Papi on deck. 8 home runs for Bogaerts. Go back over the last 52 games. Xander Bogaerts is hitting .386. Not many off days. 97 hits to lead the American League. The 1-1. One thing we've discovered already about young Adrian Sampson is he likes to work fast.
Yeah, he does. Gets the ball. You know, you see that with a lot of minor leaguers, and I wonder if the clock at the minor league level has anything to do with that.
Taking a sign from Clevenger, and the 1-2. Missed for a ball.
That's a pretty good pitch right there, especially with 2 strikes.
Wade Miley, who was supposed to make the start today, on the disabled list with an impingement in his shoulder. He's a guy that works fast. We know that.
Like he's double parked. Chop foul. Well, they brought Sampson out of AAA Tacoma to make this start because of the Miley injury. He was originally chosen by the Pirates back in the 2012 draft in the 5th round. He began pitching in their system. Seattle got him in a trade last summer involving J.A. Happ, and they brought him back home. Floated toward right, dropping in, and a base hit. So Xander is aboard in front of Big Papi here, and David will swing in the 1st inning. Go back to last night in the magical moment.
Straight away center field for David Ortiz. There was some question whether it was going to be deep enough, but it does hit on top of that little wall out there for the home run.
So today he would like to move out of that crowded neighborhood that he joined last night, belting home run number 521 to equal Ted Williams, Willie McCovey, and Frank Thomas, all Hall of Famers. And it was his 18th home run of the season, hitting .344 with 59 runs batted in already.
Shift on, as you can see, Marte on the second base side. Cano deep in the outfield.
Time to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. David Ortiz with a 12-game hitting streak at Fenway, hitting .488, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Sampson's 1-0. A ball and a strike now on David.
Here is a base stealer's where you got a problem, because you know you like to go, and it looks like a guy who can get a good jump off, but the problem is you got Ortiz at the plate and you want him swinging the bat. You don't want first base open so they can put him on. So you always have that issue as a base stealer.
The 1-1 too high. Ortiz for the year hitting .390 at Fenway.
My feeling used to be that once they got the 2 strikes in, I was clear to go if I wanted to, because they probably wouldn't intentionally walk him after that.
He's holding and crack foul.
Now the count runs to 2-2, so it's a different possibility for Bogaerts at first base.
Ortiz second in the American League in RBIs, second in batting average, first in on-base percentage, first in slugging, first in extra base hits. He also has the #1 daytime batting average in the American League at .384.
Yeah, Papi's getting dressed.
He is having some season. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Now 3-2.
Now, of course, 3-2. Bogaerts off at first base. Any ball in the gap, he's got a chance to score from first. Xander, a very, very good base runner.
Anthony Ramirez would be next. 1-0 Seattle. Two down, the 3-2 coming. Bogaerts will be taking off. There he goes. And a liner up the middle. They'll skip through for a base hit. Xander heading for third base. That's the 3rd hit in the inning for the Red Sox. They have not scored yet, but they're on the corners for Hanley Ramirez.
Nice easy swing there by Ortiz with 2 strikes. He cut down a little bit on his swing and just takes what the pitcher gives him. It's a fastball away. It's too close to take. So Ortiz reaches out and pulls it up the middle for the base hit. That's a tough pitch right there, because if you take it, you may be called out. It's not a perfect pitch to swing at, but Ortiz ends up with a good result.
And he has just passed hitting coach Chili Davis on the all-time hit list. Chili was talking about that before the game. He said, you know, I was a good hitter. I did some things in the game. Nothing compared to what David Ortiz has done. Great respect there. Hanley now 275 homers and 38 driven in. Red Sox trying to get the equalizer here right away against Sampson. And a ball into the dirt. Hanley 1 for 4 last night. And he has hit Seattle well in his career. .333 against the Mariners. Bogarts and Ortiz aboard. And a high pop to center field. Very shallow. Cano is out there and will put it away. That's happened a lot lately with these Red Sox. Threatening and no runs. 1-0 Seattle. Porcello at Fenway. We've talked about this. He's 5-0. ERA just over 3 this season. He's the first Red Sox pitcher to win his first 5 starts at home in a season since '09 when Tim Wakefield did it. He really kept that first inning from blowing up on him as he deals high and wide to Adam Lind here. 1-0 Seattle, but they had the bases loaded and nobody out. And he kept his cool and kept them to 1 run. Huge double play out of Nelson Cruz. Count 2-0.
Good movement on that sinker right there by Porcello, moving away, but just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Lind at first today, 235 with 8 home runs. He's always had good power. Another left-handed hitter. A lot of at bats against the Red Sox over the years. He's been 9 years with Toronto. And the 2-1 foul back. Clevenger on deck, and then Aoki. Lind's best year was 2009 with Toronto. He hit 35 home runs and he drove in 114 runs. They thought they had a star on their hands. Never quite able to follow up those numbers.
At one point he actually got sent back to the minor leagues with Toronto. And that was after the big year.
Spent last season with Milwaukee. Did all right. He hit 20 home runs, but nothing quite like 2009. Now the 3-2. High deep drive headed toward the triangle. It's way back there. Sailing. She's gone into the bleachers. He pulverized that one, and that makes it 2-0 Seattle. His 9th home run.
You know, sometimes guys just amaze me on the type of pitches they're able to hit for home runs. And, you know, this ball's going to be away. It's supposed to be inside, but it stays out over the plate and a little bit high, and it's hooked for the home run. I mean, it's all wrists, as you can see right there. Rolls him over and hits that ball a long way into the bleachers.
Boy, he hit it a ton. So 2-0 Clevenger with a line shot past Shaw and into left field for a base hit. He's in the game because before that he was 4 for 5 against Porcello, so make him 5 out of 6.
Boy, can they run those lefties at you or what?
Yep, one after another. That's what Service did today. With the exception of Cruz, everybody in the lineup is left-handed, including the man coming up now, Aoki. 244 with a homer and 1 run batted in. Runner at first base. 5 hits already for Seattle. Indicating bunt and flicks it foul for a strike.
I don't know if Aoki was doing that on his own or bunting for a sacrifice. There's still nobody out in the inning with Clevenger at first base. But the way these guys are swinging the bat, I don't know if I'd waste an out.
He's 1 for 10 lifetime against Porcello. Nobody out, a man on and a run in, and fouled off at the plate.
Yeah, he must have been bunting on his own in that first pitch, and that time swinging away with the count 0-1.
Aoki played on that Kansas City Royal team that went to the World Series for the first time in 2014 and lost to San Francisco. He went 1 for 14 in those 6 games. So he had a rough October Classic. Bounded foul. Marte on deck. And Porcello with an 0-2 trying to get the number 8 hitter. And punch foul back out of play. Baltimore and Toronto have opened up in game 2 of their series. Toronto won game 1 last night. They're in the first inning, 1-0 Orioles. Yankees are leading the Twins 4-3 in the 8th inning. 0-2 again. Skipped it up there and knocked down by Vasquez.
It's the outfield defense for the Red Sox, shading Aoki to the opposite field. Mookie Betts very shallow in right field. And then Bradley shifted over, and close to the line down the left field line is Chris Young.
Clevenger getting his lead away from Hanley Ramirez, and that one's slapped foul. He's barely alive on a fastball. David Price will go tomorrow afternoon at 1:35. He'll go in 7-4, a 4.52 ERA. And what will be the finale against this Mariner team, and then the Chicago White Sox are here for 4. White Sox are now 1 game under 500. They were playing great baseball when we saw them in Chicago early in the season, but no longer. Fouled off again.
Going to keep trying to go inside with fastball and breaking ball to Aoki, and he keeps fouling the ball off down the first base line. He's got that strange swing on the ball inside. It's almost like he's making contact and heading down that first base line as he makes contact.
And like almost all Japanese hitters with the raised leg. 1-2. Pedroia on the charge, going for the tag, got him on the first, double play. That was nifty.
Well, that's a very, very nice play by Pedroia, and the reason for that is the base runner Clevenger did what he was supposed to do. It's a changeup tap towards second base. And what you're supposed to do is drop to the ground like Clevenger does and make the second baseman reach for you. That takes time. But Pedroia did it so quickly on the tag, he was still able to get the out at first base. So very impressive, you know, on both ends. If you're trying to learn the game of baseball as a base runner, you do that. And then Pedroia, of course, making up for the difference with his quickness and speed to first base.
So 2 men out. Marte the batter. Ketel Marte 273 with 1 home run. And he'll pop it up on the infield, and Bogaerts with an easy play on the grass. He's got it, but Lynn got one. A long home run to make it 2-0. The Mariners. The Red Sox show presented by AAA. We'll hear Dave Dombrowski's thoughts on the Sox draft, plus TC and Tim Wakefield will sit down with Red Sox chairman Tom Werner. That's tomorrow night at 6 only on NESN. Now the Red Sox behind again 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Jackie Bradley, Travis Shaw, Chris Young look to do something about that against Adrian Sampson. Sox getting their first look at him as he makes his major league debut. He was a highly ranked prospect in high school, but he injured his elbow his senior year and he needed Tommy John surgery. So he went undrafted. Jackie at 304 with 11 homers, 44 driven in. He's cooled off a bit on the homestand. He's 4 out of his last 19. And Sampson with a 3-0. A strike.
And they got the shift on him in the infield, but yet in the outfield they shade him the other way.
Bit of a breeze to center at the moment as that one is knocked foul out of play. Jackie did rip a double last night and has 8 hits for extra bases in his last 4 games against Seattle. And that's inside, according to the home plate umpire, for ball 4. Let's get out of Guerin.
Hey, thanks, OB. Well, John Farrell said that Eduardo Rodriguez threw a quality bullpen today, and he'll throw another one on Monday, pushing his start back to Wednesday so they can get in that extra day of work. Clay Buchholz will now get the start on Tuesday. And if you guys remember, Sandy Leon caught Buchholz last year, and Farrell said it's a possibility that he'll catch him again on Tuesday.
Garrett, thank you very much for the update. Clay coming off a dazzling bullpen performance. I think it was lost in the shuffle a little bit by some fans, but he had a ridiculous changeup. as Travis Shaw gets in, and a really good fastball.
Yeah, he really did. You know, it was up to 94. It's the best fastball we've seen him feature all year. He had a great changeup in that game. So, you know, it made sense to get him back in the rotation because we know that if Buchholz can throw like he did in those 3 innings, he can get on a roll. But what do the Red Sox got to lose right now?
That's the truth. Shaw up to 273. He has bounced back. Looks like he's out of his slump with a 4-game hitting streak.
Garen was mentioning the bullpen session by Rodriguez today, and we noticed some differences, obviously, in his delivery that we will show you when we get an opportunity.
1 strike on Travis Shaw, who lets it go inside.
And you'll see that Rodriguez has gone back as he talks with Kyle Willis to facing home plate with his whole body instead of that side saddle, almost like he was working out of the stretch. There he works on his leg kick in his glove position, and then he makes his final pitch. And watch Willis. Well done.
Touchdown.
Yeah, I feel good about things. I love that reaction.
Looked like Tom Brady on Sunday. Very excited about whatever that was he was excited about.
Well, you know, they're out there with a purpose. They were out there yesterday. They were out there today. Today's his throw day. And when you see a result that you teach somebody the day before come to fruition on his throw day, you feel good about that. Now you feel much better if it happens in a game.
That's the next step. You know, watching Rodriguez, you just have to think, and we've seen it, he's better than what he has shown.
Well, you know, I'm a firm believer, and I really think the knee problem took a long time to heal. Number one. Number two, it took a long time to get out of his head, and I'm not sure it's completely out of his head. And I mean, the guy's just got good stuff. You know, I've talked about it this week where I feel he's got to develop a more consistent third pitch, that being a slider.
Or come up with another one that isn't the slider, because that has been ineffective. And I think it's time for the knee to get out of his head if he's healthy. If he's 100%, he's got to forget about it.
Well, that's one of the things that they were working on, that stride also, you know, making sure he gets full extension on the mound, because when he was hurt, he was not able to do that.
2-2 cut on and miss. That one ate him up inside. Tight slider to strike out Shaw. 1 man gone. And next up will be Chris Young. Well, the Red Sox certainly need one of those guys, probably both of those guys, to pitch to their capability. We're talking about Clay and Eddie.
Well, it's amazing how quickly a rotation can turn around when within the rotation you got guys just pitching to their ability, pitching to what you expect out of them, what they expect out of themselves. We're not, you know, you're not looking for another race. You're looking for consistency.
Young, 284, 6 homers. He's driven in 15 runs. 2 for 12 on the homestand, so he's got a little bit chilly. Jackie back into first base. Red Sox are down 2-0 here in the second. Sox have lost 9 of their last 14 games and are now effectively tied for second place with Toronto. 1 game behind Baltimore. Orioles now ahead 2-0 early against the Blue Jays in their game. Young is hitting .333 over his last 22 games and hitting with some power in the month of June. High and foul off to the left. This summer, pump up the fun with Irving Oil's $5 million giveaway with 3 ways to play. You can drive away with a Ford Escape, $5,000 in cash, or the grand prize of $100,000. Get your game ticket at Irving Oil today. Bradley took ball 4. He gets his lead at first with 1 away. Inside. Vasquez on deck. Sampson had been pitching well at AAA, 7-4, a 3.25 earned run average before being called up. Shot off him and rolls to the shortstop. They'll get the force out there at second base on the ricochet. And Young will become the runner at first base as Bradley is retired.
Right back through the middle and right off Sampson. Let's see where this ball hits him. Actually, it looks off the right side, right arm maybe. Or did he get a glove on? It's tough to tell, but it slowed it up to where Cattell, the shortstop, could get that feed to Cano and just get the one out. He had to change directions, as you can see, but no chance for a double play.
1-6-4 brings up Vasquez. 2 down and a man on. Red Sox trail 2-0.
Vasquez the last couple of days has really been putting a lot of time in extra batting practice here early in the day.
Red Sox have held him out so he can do that. Throw down to first base, not in time.
You know, there's a lot of things that guys do, you know, that we don't see, and this happens early. Now, the first succession, if we can roll it back, the first succession is hitting off a tee, and that's what you know. This is good for young players and coaches to work with.
His average down to 209 as he fouls it away.
Right off the tee is where they start. That's number one, and that's hitting the ball to the opposite field. They'll move that tee up, and then he'll pull the ball. Then the second part, they go to flips, which is the one I really like because it simulates a baseball coming in to the hitter straight. And he'll do the same thing. He'll use the opposite field. He'll pull the ball. There's the opposite field right there. Then they progress to live batting practice. So it's not just, you know, you're in a slump, show up at the ballpark and hope you break out of it. It's a lot of work that goes into breaking out of a slump. And, you know, there's 3 drills right there that they do consistently that, you know, help them with their hands, their head discipline. Now they're going to take it into the game.
Sampson's 1-2 pitch will miss. Did you get much out of hitting off the tee?
I hated it. I didn't do it. I didn't like it at all. Because my feeling was nobody's going to come up and put the ball on a tee. You know, a lot of guys like it. A lot of guys don't like it. I liked the flips, the underhand flips from a short distance because, you know, you could. That's the direction you're seeing the baseball come in. And then you can move it around. You know, you can move it around to the opposite field, up the middle, pull it. It's pretty good stuff. I was not good off the tee. It just didn't help me at all.
Heard a lot of discussion over the years from hitters who don't like it and choose not to use it. 2-2. Knocked foul again as he hangs in there.
You know, when you're hitting off a tee, you'll see the hitting coach move the tee around. In other words, he'll put it out front. This is what I like. I like the flips because I like to see the ball coming in at the same angle it would come in from a pitcher. And it's slow, it's underhand, and you can do what you want with it. You can manipulate your hands, your head discipline. That's a drill that was my favorite.
2 down, a man on. Here's the 2-2. Flare down the right field line, but foul.
You know, it's interesting that Vasquez came out too because they brought 2 screens with him and they put one at second base and one at shortstop. And his goal on his swings was to try to hit those screens. Opposite field, second base, pull the ball, shortstop. And it's fun to watch. You know, this happens way before the crowd gets here, obviously, so nobody gets a chance to see it. But they're great drills to watch, especially for younger players and coaches of any level. But, you know, you just don't bounce out of slumps. You know, just don't show up one day and say, okay, I'm not in a slump anymore. It's a lot of hard work.
It's taken Travis Shaw a lot of work with Chili Davis. A lot of video work, too. That's another component where hours are invested. Young leading at first base, and Sampson with a 2-2 again. Missed with that one. He has walked a man in this inning, and it's one thing he was not doing at Tacoma. He had only walked 12 men in 80 innings. Those are a lot of strikes.
I'm sorry, Dave. I guarantee if Vasquez gets a hit, look at a dugout of Chili Davis. I promise you.
Yeah. See what happens here on the 3-2. Young running. Gently hit to Cano at second base. And that'll do it. Nothing comes to the leadoff walk. Red Sox have had a couple of chances early. Still 2-0 Seattle. director of the Pan Mass Challenge, which is coming up on the 37th annual Pan Mass Challenge, August 6 and 7. This is before the game. Some of the cyclists making their way in under the sunshine here at Fenway Park. Billy, great to have you with us. Can you believe it's 37 years?
Time flies. I wasn't doing this interview 37 years ago, but you know, since we've been involved in 2003, it's been a great relationship.
Well, tell us about that, the relationship with the Boston Red Sox, and look at the goal coming up here for $46 million in 2016.
You know, I had the privilege when the foundation and the new ownership was established. I got to meet with John, Tom, and Larry, and I won't.
Line shot, and that'll be a base hit by Martin, and Seattle continues to rip the baseball.
To paraphrase a conversation, at this point we were doing about $15 million a year, and Larry had been out there. The other guys, they're pretty astute businessmen, and I said, look, I'm doing $15 million without you. What do you think I could do with you? And I think they understood the potential of the PMC. And look, we're now doing $45 million a year, and we did a symbolic check presentation of the investment. Red Sox Foundation has invested about $4.2 million,
wow.
And we've raised about $420 million since that time, and a $500 million since 1980.
Wow, incredible. It's been a great success story. And fans who are at home watching, they want to get involved one way or another. What's the best way to do that?
PMC.org. You must know somebody who's riding. If you're not, you do it generic. You can support me. You can look up Billy Starr. I'm riding for this 37th year. And we have a $46 million goal. Proud that that goal is on the Green Monster. And more importantly, this money, it's 100% will go to the Jimmy Fund, and the money represents 60% of the annual revenue at the Jimmy Fund. So as we like to say, there's a lot riding on us.
Before the game, we talked about that check presentation. Symbolic, as you said, but this was a wonderful moment as well. It's a lot of money.
It was a lot of money, and it helped us grow. It was a great investment. These are, again, they're pretty smart guys, and we're deeply appreciative of the Red Sox Foundation's investment in the PMC, and so is the Dana-Farber.
Says Smith, the batter. He singled his first time up, and he'll take a strike. What's been the most rewarding part of all this for you?
Well, you know, obviously it was my dream, you know, living it, being a part of it. You know, I'd like to slow time down a little, but the fact is we found a way to get the public involved in a really, you know, the whole sweat equity equation of regular people becoming fundraisers for cancer research. And the PMC was at the front of that wave of what's really now a $5 billion industry. Nobody raises the kind of money that the PMC does, and it has a lot to do with obviously the Dana-Farber, the cause, cancer, and a lot to be said about Boston and New England.
Well, and that's what I think when I think of this. It's become so ingrained in the culture of New England now over the years.
It's institutionalized, and I'm grateful for that. There'll be 6,500 riders, 4,500 volunteers, 250,000 donors out of 360 miles of infrastructure in 46 towns.
Amazing. Fly to left center field on the run. Jackie Bradley along with Young. Young lunges, can't get it. He goes slamming into the wall. Martin into third base, into second base with a double is Smith. And Porcello is really getting knocked around here in the first 3 innings. Second and third, and nobody out. And Seattle already in the lead here, 2-0.
Yeah, you could tell that was going to be a gap on contact because they were playing him to pull in the outfield, and you're going to see him again. He's got that, this time, an inside-out swing, which is unusual for Smith. And once that ball left the bat, you knew it was going to slice over the head right there of Young and between Bradley. They get the ball back in, but it's second and third now with nobody out. Red Sox will play the infield back with the exception of third base and first base right now. Nobody out there trying to prevent, you know, multiple runs here in this inning. That's why the middle infielders are back.
And really getting into the meaty part of the Seattle lineup now. Cano, followed by Cruz and then Seager. Cano 1 for 1 with a base hit his first time up. Already 7 hits now for the Mariners. And Cano knocks that one foul and back out of play. So we're coming up on the Pan Mass Challenge the 6th and 7th of August. So right around the corner. You got a lot of work to do.
We do have a lot of work to do, but we're a well-oiled machine. I got a lot of help doing this. As I said, I got a great board, a great full-time team, and some 4,500 volunteers, most of whom are very veteran volunteers. And you need that kind of organization for an event of this magnitude.
Well, you do a phenomenal job, Billy, and everybody does, connected with the Pan Mass Challenge, which is always a great success. You say everybody knows someone who's riding or has. I know 10 such people, like in my neighborhood.
It must be costing you a fortune.
It has cost me a pretty penny, but well worth it. Well worth it.
It is, and and as importantly, everybody knows somebody's got cancer as well, regrettably, but at the same time, progress is being made, and we all understand it's a long road.
Tap foul. Billy, thanks so much. Great for the visit.
Thank you,
and
Dave.
have all the success in the world coming up. Number 37. Hard to believe.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
PMC.org. Send the check.
Indeed.
Thank you all very much.
The 6th and 7th of August coming your way. And Billy Starr leading the charge there. 1-2 the count here on Cano. It was hit 19 home runs. Last night he hit his 247th home run as a second baseman. That's the all-time record in the American League for a second baseman. Cut on and foul tip into the mitt, and this time held by Vasquez. Remember, he could not do that in the first inning when Cano fouled it away.
Well, you know what happens? Porcello gets a lot of strikeouts on high fastballs because he's a single ball pitcher, and once he elevates the fastball, that comes as a bit of surprise to the hitter. So you chase that pitch, and you know, any high fastball with decent velocity is very tough to make contact on. It looks good, you see it eye level, but to swing at it, it's a very tough pitch to make contact on. So that's how he picks up a lot of his strikeouts, and he certainly needed one there.
Well, he got this guy Nelson Cruz to hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning with the bases loaded. Can he get him again? Very dangerous hitter. 16 home runs for Cruz, 46 runs batted in. Martin at third and Smith at second. And more trouble for the right-hander.
Yeah, if you're the runner at third base right now, the only place you're probably not going on contact would be to first base, because Hanley's in about even with the bag at first base. Something back to the pitcher you would hold, something to Ramirez you may hold, or they may challenge his arm.
Here's the 2-0 to Cruz. And a breaking ball snapped in there. A little bit of a cut on it. 2-1. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing at DraftKings right now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSON at DraftKings.com. And a bounded foul to make it 2-2.
That's a good pitch by Porcello. That really tied up Nelson Cruz, a guy that's got power, likes to get extended, and that fastball stays inside to tie him up. Could not get the full extension on that kind of a pitch.
Trying to put away their designated hitter and their cleanup man. And he does. He strikes him out swinging. He attacked him with a fastball.
Yeah, what I just tell you about the fastball, again, it's elevated. You know, you say to yourself, make this guy get the ball up, because he's a single ball pitcher. When he does get it up as a four-seam fastball, you know, it becomes tough to hit. And again, that's how he picks up a lot of his strikeouts. So back-to-back on elevated fastballs.
Lexus making a pledge to strikeout hunger. For every strikeout by a Sox pitcher, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Here's Seager now. He flied out to end the first inning.
Now they want to talk this over, because Seager, very, very good hitter. You've got a lefty on deck, Lynn, who's already hit a home run. So they may have also changed signs. You saw Bogarts come in. Now, a lot of times when a middle infielder comes in like that, it's because they want to know what sign sequence they're going to use. Or in other situations, they want to know how they're going to pitch him so they can position themselves.
Ground ball right to Pedroia, and he scoops and gets him. So despite the single and double to begin the inning, Porcello gets out of it. He's been Houdini in a couple innings. Season is in high gear. Don't overpay for your iced coffee. Get a large iced coffee at Cumberland Farms for only 99 cents every day, anytime. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with him here in the last half of the third inning. Red Sox are down 2-0. Just feels like it probably ought to be from the Seattle angle 4 or 5-0, because Porcello has gotten them in a couple of key spots. Would look like they're about to blow it open.
Yeah, big double play in the first inning, a couple of big strikeouts in the third inning.
So 2-0 Mariners. Mookie Betts singled in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1 and has now reached base in 19 consecutive games. He's hitting .290 overall and fouls it away. Right now he is tied with Josh Donaldson of Toronto for the American League lead in runs scored with 60, and he's third in hits. Looking for his second hit of the day against Adrian Sampson, who makes his major league debut here today and misses down low.
Now there's a case where, because the catcher was set up inside, it's just kind of a natural thing. He had to move across the plate to make the catch. The ball's a strike. The baseball was a strike, but not called.
2-2 off the hands, fouled back out of play. Clevenger could not find it, but it was popped foul back.
Let's go back to that previous pitch and look where the catcher sets up. Now he's got to reach across his body, but watch where the ball is. The ball's a strike. It's over the plate, but you don't get that call a lot of times because of the presentation. Don't agree with it, but it's the way it is.
Should be a strike. Strike's a strike. To center field, driving back Martin, but he's there. One away for the Sox in the third. Sox fans, fill out your 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot right now at RedSox.com. You can vote up to 35 times, and a number of Sox players are in the hunt, so be sure to vote early and often at RedSox.com/vote. Pedroia will be next. He hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. He also turned a nifty double play himself defensively. Red Sox are getting their second look now through the lineup with Sampson. What were you looking for the second time against a guy you had never seen before?
Well, you have a better idea of movement on the baseball, velocity on the baseball. You know, first time around, you try to see as many pitches as possible.
Line to right. Smith on the move. He'll get there. 2 down.
And then, you know, it's kind of like the first couple of hitters kind of give that message throughout the dugout as they come back, if they do come back, and you try to get the message to your teammates. But the fact is, until you yourself get up there and you can read velocity, you can read the movement, you see the slider, you see the changeup, you know, it's altogether different.
Bogaerts with a base hit first time up. He's 1 for 1.
Used to drive me crazy when I was a leadoff hitter, because I used to swing at a lot of first pitches. And I'd face a guy and then get back to the dugout and they'd say to me, "What's he got?" And I say, "How the heck do I know? I saw one pitch."
Yeah. That was Ted Williams, right? Legendary for that. What's he got? What's the curveball look like today?
Yeah,
how hard's he throwing?
Ted wasn't a big fan of mine, that's for sure.
The 0-1. Ortiz on deck. Red Sox are down 2-0 here in the third. Xander now 98 hits. So very fast, approaching 100 hits, and he came into the game tied with Lou Finney of the 1940 Red Sox for the most hits by a Sox hitter through the first 66 games in the last 100 years. And another one today. 1-2. Wade Boggs, by the way, has the club's single season hit record, 240 in 1985. He had 84 hits through 66 innings, 66 games. So already 98 hits in 67 games for Xander, as he tops that one foul. He was not happy with that swing. Red Sox got 3 hits in the very first inning off Sampson, but did not score. Singles by Betts, Bogaerts, and Ortiz. Two. And in there for strike 3, and Xander can't believe it. Staring back at Wendelstedt, but a strikeout victim, and the Red Sox go fast. Red Sox moment honoring the '86 Red Sox season, game number 67, and the Red Sox would lose to the Orioles 4-0. Storm Davis allowed only 3 hits through 7 1/3. Red Sox are trailing 2-0 to Seattle as we go to the 4th inning. And Adam Lind is part of the reason why, as he blasted a long home run into the bleachers beyond center in the second inning.
Adam Lind in the second inning gets that ball and hooks it for the home run into the bleachers section.
That was his 9th of the year. And his 12th career home run against the Red Sox. He'll be followed by Clevenger and then Aoki for the Mariners. Another one hit deep. That one raked, but on the move Betts, and he'll make the play shy of the warning track. 2 hard hit balls by Adam Lind.
Yeah, that time the only thing that kept that in the ballpark, it was an off-speed pitch. It was a changeup from Porcello that was away, and the ball had to be hooked by Adam Lind. Lind's a dead pull hitter, and you can see him reach out and hook that ball. And with the lack of velocity on the pitch and location of it, that's a tough pitch to drive out of the ballpark.
Here's Clevenger. He singled first time up. He's 5 for 6 against Porcello lifetime. Doing the catching today. We're in the 4th inning. 2-0 Seattle. They have loaded up on left-handed hitters today, and so far it's paid off with 7 hits against Rick Porcello. Porcello lifetime at 92 and 80 with a 4.35 ERA, and drills in a strike. Here's the 1-2. Checked his swing, and it was inside.
Tried the 2-seamer inside that time. Tried to run it back on the inside corner, but just missed it. Trying the curveball.
3-2. Home plate umpire is Hunter Wendelstedt. His dad Harry was a long time and very good major league umpire for many years. Seen that a lot where umpires and its sons come up through the majors. These big league ups. 3-2. Waved at and missed. We pulled the string on that changeup and he struck him out.
A really nice changeup. It gets a lot of the plate, but it's off speed enough where it really fools Clevenger. And there was also a little dip to that pitch at the end. Kind of a perfect changeup by Porcello.
He's collected 3 Ks. Here's Aoki, who has hit into a double play. 0 for 1 here this afternoon. 2-0 Seattle. And he flies that one to left center field. Jackie Bradley right there at the base of the wall to make the catch and retire the side. Porcello with his best inning by far. He gets him in order. Tuesday is David Ortiz Gnome giveaway night at Fenway. The first 15,000 fans in attendance receive a David Ortiz Gnome. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos or call 877-RED-SOX-9. Love the shades.
You know, I'm looking at that gnome, and I didn't know what a gnome was, but now I know. And the bottom part below the belt looks like Bill Porcello. Did you notice that?
I did. We get another shot of that?
Look below the belt. It looks like Parcello's, doesn't it?
Looks like the tuna.
Yeah.
Just below the belt. Rest is all Big Poppy. Poppy tuna. He singled his first time up. Now up to 347. He's making a run at the top spot in the American League batting race. Right now occupied by his teammate Xander Bogaerts. Here's the 3-0 from Sampson. He swings and flies that one into left field, but off the end of the bat. Aoki will make the play, and one man is out as we go down to Garen Austin.
Well, OB Jerry, it's already been a whirlwind day for Ryan Lamar and Devin Marrero, who were in Louisville when they got the call around midnight that they'd been called up. Now, Lamar said that he didn't even bother sleeping, and Marrero said he got about 20 minutes of sleep because they were so worried they would miss the 3:30 a.m. taxi. Yes, I said 3:30 a.m. taxi to the airport. They flew from Louisville to Atlanta and then here to Boston. And guys, Lamar said, hey, it's the best layover that I've ever had. And Marrero said he's just excited to be back with this group of guys.
Just delighted, Garen, they got a taxi at 3:30 in the morning at Louisville.
That is way too early.
Man.
Yeah, you know what, though? When you get called to the big leagues, it's amazing what you can do to get there quickly. When you get sent back down to the minor leagues, it can take some time.
Hanley fouls that one out of play. He's popped up to second, 0 for 1 today. Now you're in no rush to get back to that minor league meal money.
Now, once you get a taste of the big leagues, even if it's for a day, you don't want to go back.
And when you have made it to the show, right? You want to stay there forever. Red Sox down 2-0. Sampson with pretty good stuff so far today. You mentioned he came back from Tommy John surgery. In 2014, he showed he had fully recovered. He carried a no-hitter into the 9th inning in a Double-A game before he gave up a hit with one man out. He's allowed 3 hits today, all of those in the first inning. He has really settled in since. The 1-2. Jackie Bradley on deck. Red Sox offense has been very quiet for the most part on this homestand. Sampson, 24-year-old out of Redmond, Washington, pitching effectively for his hometown team. There's a check swing roller, and the pitcher will handle that. Out racing Hanley to the bag for the out. Pitcher unassisted, and they're 2 away. Thursday night, we have another broadcast of the Paw Sox as they take on the Syracuse Chiefs. Thursday night at 7 right here on NESN.
Hey, congratulations to Mike Narachi, who this morning was in a swim race. And from my understanding, from what my people tell me, he finished very, very high in that race.
Really?
Yes.
Are your people named Narachi?
Yes. Yes.
Because he has more to do too, doesn't he? I mean, he's been doing these little triathlon things.
Yeah. I ran one today.
Line shot. And that one hooked down the line and into the stands. Foul by Jackie Bradley. Now Mike is very fit, but all of those people who do those triathlons, they're crazy. They're nuts.
It's incredible to me. It really is to swim, to run, and to bike. I mean, that distance.
All on one day.
Yeah.
Back to back. In tight for a ball. It's even harder to do than getting a cab at 3:30 in the morning in Louisville. all of those things. The 1-1 moves him back again.
And then show up for work. I mean, then you go through all that.
No.
And then you kind of work. This isn't really work, though.
No. Gotta love what you do here. The 2-1. Tag to left center field. That one rising up. Gone! JBJ with number 12, and the Red Sox are on the scoreboard.
Now the Red Sox looking for something to jumpstart the offense this afternoon, and maybe this is it. The opposite field shot by Bradley. That ball's right down the heart of the plate, right down the middle. But he doesn't try to hook the ball. He goes with it up into the seats for the home run. So the Red Sox looking for a spark offensively. It's been a quiet few days for the offense.
Makes it 2-1. Lucky fan with a baseball, and it's in there for a strike on Travis Shaw. May not be the end of it today for Jackie against Seattle, or for the weekend, because he just drives it against them. Lots of extra base hits. There's a high fly to right field. Smith back to the track and will make the play. Travis Shaw just missed going back to back. That is out number 3. But the Red Sox get on the scoreboard. Now 2-1 Seattle. Speedway, proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience. For every Sox homer, Speedway donates $500 to Boston's Children's Hospital. Stop by a Speedway store near you and pick up your Speedy Rewards card and start earning points today. He could find his way to San Diego in the All-Star game as he keeps it up. Marte, very good bunter, flirted with one there, but takes a ball.
And Red Sox too, you could see Pedroia at second base. So we've mentioned this many times, but the Red Sox try to defend the drag bunt with Pedroia charging at second and Hanley staying at first.
1-1 from Porcello is high and away. Martin and then Smith to follow. Marte 0 for 1. He is popped to short. And the 2-1. Slapped on the ground there to Bogarts, who hoovers it up and gets him. One away in the 5th inning. Dead and Company kicks off the Plainridge Park Casino Fenway Concert Series, presented by DrivePrime.com on July 15th. Tickets are still available. Get yours right now at RedSox.com/Dead&Company. You and I are pumped about seeing Paul McCartney here at Fenway in concert in July. It's his birthday today.
74 years old?
Not 64. 74.
And puts on a great show. It's supposed to be a 3-hour show here at Fenway.
Amazing at that age. Martine's gone 2 for 2, so he has been a pest for Rick Porcello today.
How you doing on getting an invite to meet him? Any progress?
Since the last time we talked about this, not too much.
No.
No, I need to try a different angle, different sources. As that's fouled back.
All I want is a handshake, a picture, and I want to find out. What song that he wrote is his favorite. That's the only questions I have.
And you know he's been asked that question 5 million times.
Yeah. I just
want to get it.
I just need to know.
Looking forward to that show. You really want him to look you in the eye when he shakes your hand and go, Jerry, I've always admired your work.
That's not true.
I think it is true.
Funny story.
The 0-2 into the dirt.
We're actually in New York at Yankee Stadium, and he was in New York at the time, and somebody had a Red Dog sign that they gave to him, and I have a picture of this. It was in the paper the next day. He's holding up a Red Dog. He has no idea who Red Dog is. Somebody just gave him the sign, and he's holding it up behind home plate.
Yeah.
And I have that picture.
You have it at home?
Yeah.
It's a great picture.
Yep.
You bring that in. I want to get a look at that. That's great stuff. But he has absolutely no idea who Rem Dog is. He could have been playing drums for him for the last 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
No idea who he is. Cut on and missed, and down goes Martine. So Porcello gets him for the first time. Porcello has retired the first 2. He got him 1, 2, 3 last inning.
Yeah, he's settled into a nice little groove now, has Porcello. This is the changeup again. And again, it's over the middle of the plate, but off speed enough to fool Martine.
Well, Porcello has been a great escape artist today. To be out there trailing only 2-1, and Smith has singled and doubled off him. Bases empty, and 2 down. Cano would be next, but certainly Porcello wants to keep him right there in the on-deck area. And the 1-0 pitch to Smith, who bunts toward third. Nobody there. Porcello has to chase it and stick it in his back pocket. And Smith is 3 for 3.
Well, that's a good play. Now, a lot of times with 2 outs, I don't like a bunt because, you know, you're trying to maybe get in scoring position with a double. But you've got to remember, you know, they're in the shift, so there's plenty of green down that third base line. You don't even have to make a good bunt. You're going to have a base hit. Now, you add on top of that you get Robinson Cano coming to the plate, who's got 19 home runs on the season. So, to me, that's a good play by Smith.
I'd have to agree. You get it to a guy who's driven in 53 runs.
Right.
With home run power, who has found Fenway to be much to his liking over the years. One of his favorite ballparks. In fact, he said it is his favorite ballpark to swing in. And he's 1 for 2 off Porcello this afternoon. He has 8 hits now against the right-hander. 2 down. And knocked foul out of play by Cano. Cano, for the first time in his 4 years with Seattle, is finally living up to that contract. A giant $240 million contract he signed. In fact, former Seattle coach Andy Van Slyke called Cano, and this is his quote, the most awful player I've ever seen when he was coaching for Seattle. No longer is. Cano's still there. No love lost between those two.
I would say not. And I mean, how can you possibly say that? I mean, about a player like Cano's ability. Now, we will say that he didn't live up to
the contract early, but this guy's a very talented guy. He's not the worst player he's that any Vince like has ever seen.
Been a great hitter. I think this is just a guess. I think what he was referring to is his habit of not running out every ground ball.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
You know, jogging to first base, which maddens a lot of people. But he's having a terrific year finally. First year he did not. First year in that contract he had what, 14 homers, drove in 82 runs. Very mediocre numbers given the dollars. He's come to life this year for sure, and the Mariners have benefited. They're a good ball club. 5 games over 500. Smith on at first base, and now Vasquez out to the hill.
And dealing right now too with some shadows that have creeped out between the pitcher and home plate, and it has a slight effect on your vision at home plate. It makes it a little bit more difficult to pick up the spin on the baseball, and of course hitters, major league hitters, pick up the spin very quickly out of the pitcher's hand.
0-2 on Cano. 2-1 Seattle in the 5th. Line shot but foul. Sox fans looking for the best seats to the biggest games? Check out the official Red Sox ticket resale marketplace. That is RedSoxReplay.com. The best place for season ticket holders to sell their tickets when they can't make it to the game. That young man is credentialed. David Price fan. Left-hander goes tomorrow in the finale of the series at 1:35. Porcello trying to get Cano, and that one drifts away.
Tried the pitch that's been very effective for him, the changeup that time, but that time down and away on the 0-2 count.
We talked about earlier that he has the American League record for home runs by a second baseman at 247. Jeff Kent has the all-time record at second base, 351. So a lot of work for Cano to do to get there. 1-2 hammered right there to Bogarts on to Shaw for the force at second base, and that retires the side. So nothing comes of the bunt. Still 2-1 Seattle. Father-son photo gallery in honor of Father's Day. Plus, learn why anyone would want to watch 24 straight hours of auto racing. It's all on NESSandFuel.com. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with him, and Garen Austin as well as we go to the last half of the 5th inning on a picture-perfect afternoon here on Yawkey Way. Seattle has the lead 2-1. They've out hit the Red Sox 8-4. The only Red Sox run, a solo home run by Jackie Bradley in the 4th inning up into the monster seats. The pitcher, Adrian Sampson, tossing from sunshine into shade and facing Chris Young, who is 0 for 1. He'll be followed by Vasquez and then Betts. Chris has hit safely in 17 of his last 19 starts and looks at a strike. Did miss one game on the homestand because of a strained quad, something he deals with from time to time running the bases. But got right back in there. And Sampson's 2-1. That one hammered toward the wall. Bounces right back to Aoki. It's going to be a long single. And a bullet by Young to get started here in the 5th inning.
Fastball inside that's quickly turned around by Chris Young. A line shot that at most parks would be extra bases. Here at Fenway, only a single. Now with Vasquez at the plate in this situation, Red Sox down by 1. I wouldn't at all be surprised in this sequence to see a hit and run play because Vasquez has been struggling. Hit and run makes you concentrate more on your swing about just making contact and driving the ball on the ground somewhere. So we'll see if they put it on in this sequence.
He's 0 for 8 on a homestand, 0 for 1 today with a tapper to second base. Sox now at 5 hits to 8 for Seattle. And a little looper with the runner on the move. That'll drop down for a base hit. Young is on his way to third. And Jerry Remy on the very first pitch. You were absolutely correct, and they're on the corners.
Yeah, you know, it just makes sense because, you know, a guy's been struggling, and the hit and run is used for a couple of reasons. Obviously, number one, to go first and third and stay out of a double play. But it's also a focus for a hitter to really bear down and concentrate on just making contact. Now, we showed you earlier the work that Vasquez had been doing with Chili Davis earlier today. And that, believe me, that makes hitter and coach feel real good.
He did take a peek into the dugout, too, didn't he?
I told you. You know, there's a special bond that you have with your coaching staff. And when you put the work in and you get the results, everybody's happy.
We'll see if the Red Sox can turn this into a nice inning. They're down 2-1. Mookie Betts is 1 for 2. Line shot, base hit to right. That's going to tie the game. The run is in. Vasquez around into third. He'll stop there. 3 consecutive Red Sox singles. It's a 2-2 game.
What a nice inside-out swing by Mookie Betts. He doesn't try to pull the ball, goes to the opposite field. Now, the location of that pitch is one that Mookie generally pulls. But this time, he used the inside-out swing. I believe that might have been a changeup. And that's a perfect opposite field swing there by Betts.
His second hit of the day. He's 2 for 3. And how about the production the Red Sox get out of the leadoff man? 49 RBIs for him already. And taking a picture.
Well, you know, credit John Farrell for this inning, too, because he's the guy that put on the hit and run. And, you know, to me, that's a very big play for a number of reasons. Get some offense generated. Try to force things to happen. Take a hitter out of a slump. Make him concentrate. Put pressure on the defense. Put pressure on a young pitcher. It's a good call.
Sampson's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. They're going to get their bullpen active. Montgomery up in the bullpen. After 3 consecutive hits to begin the inning. Red Sox had 3 hits in the first inning but did not score. They've scored in this one to tie it. And nobody out for Pedroia. And Pedroia could really use a hit right now. He's 0 for his last 14. Sitting at 305. He's hit into a double play and also lined to right field. Last time up, he hit it hard.
Yeah, Mookie getting a pretty good sized lead at first base. And, you know, as I said, keeping pressure on the defense and on the pitcher, I think, is critical in this inning.
Sox have trailed all afternoon. Now trying to get on top. High foul out of play to the right. You can stay right here after the 3rd out of this inning for a special behind the scenes look at what happens in between innings. Bogart's on deck. In this inning, feeling like the Red Sox have figured out young Sampson. To the right side, Cano has it. To Marte, one on to first, and they will turn the double play. And another run comes on in, and the Red Sox have the lead.
Well, you know, even though the Red Sox take the lead, that's 2 huge outs for Sampson, because this had the makings of a very big inning for the Red Sox. Now the bases are clean. The Red Sox do have another run. But that's what you're hoping for, you know, as a defense. To get that ground ball, get 2 outs, give up a run. It's okay.
Pedroia doubled up for the second time today. Red Sox in the lead 3-2. Bogarts has gone 1 for 2 with a single. As he fouls that one inside the Red Sox dugout and scatters some folks. Two down. Bogarts batting .351. High fly, and that one very deep but very foul down the left field line.
And I was thinking that was a great shot of Vasquez going out of first base looking for Chili Davis in the dugout. I mean, you know, you knew it was going to happen because they have spent so much time together over the last 3 days. And more than 3 days, but I mean really intense time over the last 3 days.
Going to be a great feeling to come through like that. There's a shot drilled high and deep to left field, rising up there, and she's gone up into the monster seats, rising and rising for his 9th, and the Red Sox lead it 4-2. That was one beautiful swing.
That's a thing of beauty. You know, Bogarts is so good. I mean, if you watch the location of this pitch, now you think of Xander as an up the middle opposite field hitter. He gets a fastball inside and he absolutely cleans it out. That's why guys hit .350. I mean, watch that pitch. It's not a bad pitch. It's off the plate inside, and because of Bogarts' bottom hand on the bat, he's able to keep that ball in fair territory. Great swing.
That is spectacular work with the hands.
Yes, he's so good.
It's many inches inside, as you said, Jerry. It's not even a strike.
And most guys will pull that foul.
Yeah.
He keeps it fair because of his hand discipline.
Pretty amazing. This call of the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Sampson out of the game in his major league debut, and the Red Sox are on top 4-2. Back with more in a moment. On Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. The Red Sox have surged into the lead, and they have knocked Sampson out of the ball game in his major league debut, really reaching him seriously these last 2 innings. And now Mike Montgomery, the lefty, comes out of their bullpen in relief to face Big Papi. who takes a strike.
You know, if we get a chance, and you know, we don't want to do it when David Ortiz is the play, but I want to see that home run by Bogaerts again, because that was something special.
Done a lot of those things this year, hasn't he? And it's fouled at the plate, and that one really got Clevenger to make it 0-2. He's excited about it.
Yeah, he should be. He should be excited every time he takes the field, because there's nothing he can't do.
Looks like he's well on his way to 200 hits. I mean, he's going to challenge the Red Sox single season record of hits in a season by Wade Boggs, 240. At this pace, he's going to go by that by about 25. And now the power is coming too. Here comes the 0-2. Foul away. Montgomery out of their bullpen. He's been tagged with a loss in his last 3 outings. So lately, rough sledding for him, even though he has a 2.72 ERA. Sampson lasting 4 2/3 in his big league debut. Rolled into the shifts. And on to first base to get him. And that retires the side. But the Red Sox have the lead. They get 3 runs. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park here at Fenway.
What would we be without our mountains? Without the things that stand in our way, that make us better. At Coors, our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Lagered, filtered, and packed.
The Red Sox have a 4-2 lead going to the 6th inning behind Rick Porcello, who's had a fascinating outing and now has a 2-run lead. In the first inning, Seattle loaded up the bases with nobody out, and they only got 1 run. He got a huge double play out of this guy, Nelson Cruz. In the 3rd inning, they led off with a single and a double. Looked like he was in big trouble again. Then strikeout, Tapper to second, no runs. So it could have been a whole lot worse, and now he's in front. And he misses the outside. Porcello's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Up to 80 pitches. And as is usually the case with Rick, he has stayed away from ball 4. Always a big help for him. 3-1. So Cruz is hit into the double play, and he's also struck out. It'll be followed by Seager and then Lind, who has launched a long home run. Behind the bag, Shaw. Long throw to get him, and one man away.
Let's go back to the Bogarts home run, because there's a couple of things I want you to see and look at that's pretty amazing. First of all, watch the location of the pitch. It's got to be a good 5-6 inches off the inside part of the plate. Now we stop it right there. There's the location of the pitch. You see it inside. Most guys hook that foul. If we can run it back one more time, watch the hands. The hands come inside the baseball, but the barrel of the bat is out in front. And it's all hand discipline. That's why Xander can pull the ball. That's why he can go up the middle. And that's why he can go to the opposite field. Guys that hook the ball, that ball there would have broken and shattered their bat. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
How does he not foul that off?
That's what I mean. It's all hand discipline. You know, like I said, if he hooks that ball, he hooks it foul or he shatters his bat. But because he's an inside-out swinger, that's why he can use the whole field. That's how you maintain a high batting average.
There comes Carl Willis along with Vasquez. He has fallen behind 2-0 on Seager, so Carl would like a word along with all the other infielders. Pretty quick conversation.
Some concern maybe about Porcello, because he was talking with Brad Pearson, the Red Sox trainer. He went over to Farrell, and then Farrell, I think, notified Willis to go out and talk to him. So it is possible there could be something going on with Porcello, but he says he's okay. So we'll see.
2-0 pitch. You know, if there was concern about an injury, though, you bring the trainer out and it doesn't cost you a visit in that situation. So I wonder what was going on there. The 2-1 pitch, and fouled away by Seager, who was fly down and grounded out. They do get Robbie Ross going in the bullpen. Robbie's had a hot hand. Been pitching very, very effectively. And a 2-2. Oh, he made another really good pitch on a changeup there to Fan Seager, who's been a hot hitter himself.
Now, you know, you watch the changeups today, and it's not like they're on the outside or inside corner. A lot of them are right over the plate, but they're down in the zone. And the off speed's got to be really effective, because, you know, it's not exact location where he would like it. He'd like them on the corners. They're getting a lot of the plate, but they are down.
Here's Lynn now, home run and a liner to right. And in there for a strike on Lind. Hit the ball a long, long way in the second inning. Red Sox ahead 4-2 in the sixth. Now 0-2. Porcello with a chance to be 8-2 at the end of the day, and 6-0 at Fenway. Right now, the longest active home win streak as far as consecutive starts in the American League. Looking for a 1-2-3 here. The 0-2 coming. Roll foul.
There's that changeup again. That's been very good for Porcello today.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. Adam, Steve, and Tim will break it all down. You'll also hear from Rick Porcello and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. 2-strike pitch. Well, the idea for Seattle was sound. Load up with left-handers like Lind in today's lineup. And of their 9 batters, 8 of them are left-handed. And early in the game, it looked like it was really going to pay off. But Porcello has really settled down these last 2 or 3 innings in particular. He bounces that one up there.
It's maybe the last inning for Porcello, too. We don't know if there's something wrong. It's not major. If there is, because he'd be out of the game. And with all the lefties in the game, Robbie Ross, who, as you mentioned, Dave, has been pitching very well, is the perfect call for a game like this.
1-2. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. Back to that changeup, which has been a dynamite pitch. We'll see if he continues. But he's done some terrific work today, especially getting out of jams. 4-2, the Red Sox. Proud to give back to the communities in which they live and work. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a free Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Today we welcome the Pan Mass Challenge kids, the Riders, to historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts committed to the community. Red Sox coming to bat here in the last half of the 6th inning with a 4-2 lead on Seattle. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you. And Hanley will lead things off by topping one to short. Marte bobbles it and has no play. And Ramirez is aboard for the first time here this afternoon.
See, for me, that goes as a base hit, and it's not being a homer. It's just the fact that the way you have to play this ball, you got to charge it. You play the in-between hop, and you have no idea where that hop's going to go. It ends up on the heel of the glove. So I think it should be a base hit.
And you are correct, an infield single. That's the ruling. And the Sox now 9 hits on the day. Brings up Jackie Bradley, who has walked and belted a home run up into the monster seats. So has Xander Bogaerts. Jackie is 5th in slugging percentage in the American League at .571. Adding to that with that homer in the 4th.
Jackie taking a fastball over the middle of the plate and moving that ball the other way a long distance for the home run.
Montgomery, the lefty, came on for Sampson, the young starter, and deals a strike at 94. Tomorrow, David Price on the bump. He's 7-4, a 4.52 ERA. Baltimore leads Toronto 3-2 in the 7th inning. That's at Camden Yards. Toronto taking game 1. So the Orioles have a 1-game lead over the Red Sox and Toronto. Big swing and a miss on the fastball. 2-2. Jackie set a Red Sox record against Seattle in a game last August 15th with 5 extra base hits in a single game. He went 5 for 6, 3 doubles, 2 homers. He fouls that one away. And he drove in 7 runs in that game against Seattle. Red Sox get Tazawa going in the pen. And another one too high. Does not chase this one.
I'm a little surprised to see Tazawa loosening up. I thought it'd be Robbie Ross. All these lefties that Seattle is throwing at you today. And the way Ross has been pitching, I thought maybe he'd get the 7th. But it's Tazawa loosening up.
And the 3-2 to Jackie. Swing and a miss. Down to go strike 3. Time for a game break now. Brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Adam. So. Adam, thank you very much. What a gorgeous day. We have had a run of them. Nothing but blue sky and sunshine. Here's Travis Shaw. He has struck out and flied out deep to right field. He took Smith to the edge of the warning track last time up. Seems to be seeing the ball very, very well here in recent games. He's also playing in his 121st consecutive game. Fouled that one away, and the count 1-1. On Robbie Ross, you wonder, one of 2 things strikes me. Either he couldn't get loose, or John wants to use him for the 8th inning instead of Koji.
That's possible. It is possible when you look at the lineup for Seattle. Generally, he goes in the direction of Tazawa, Uehara, and Kimbrel in games like this, but we'll see if he mixes it today.
But I'm with you. I'm surprised after watching him warm up. There goes Hanley, is swinging a foul ball off of Shaw to make it 2-2. So Hanley was in motion.
Straight out steal there for Hanley, because Travis Shaw is not a guy you would use to hit and run, because he has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Generally, guys like that you don't hit and run with. So Hanley, I'm sure they're running just to steal a base.
Shaw hitless today, but he does have a little 4-game hit streak going. 1 man out. There he goes again, and it's fouled away again.
Now, he's certainly got the move of Montgomery figured out, because he's getting very good breaks at first base.
The next hit for the Red Sox will be their 10th. Red Sox still leading the majors in runs scored, batting average, on base percentage. Looped into center field. That'll drop down for a base hit. That's a 5-game hitting streak, and Hanley up and into second. That was the one time he wasn't running on the last 3 pitches.
You're tired. Hanley was out of gas. I mean, you know, he ran on 2 pitches. He goes back to first base, hands on his knees.
So the Red Sox with 2 on, 1 out for Chris Young.
Good hitting here again. Fastball inside, and good hand discipline, as you can see. Good head discipline by Travis Shaw, and the ball drops into center field for the base hit.
He's really come out of that batting slump. Chris Young's gone 1 for 2. He ripped a single off the monster and eventually came in to score in the 5th inning when the Red Sox knocked out Adrian Sampson, who made his major league debut today, a right-hander for Seattle. He lasted 4 2/3 and gave up 4 runs. Young likes the left-handers. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball inside at 94. Now, Rick Porcello came off the mound after striking out Lind in the 6th inning and went into the dugout and sat down. He got a handshake from John Farrell and from his teammates, a lot of high fives and pats on the back. So he is done for the day.
Boy, he really did a great job early in the game minimizing the damage, and that was critical and key for him today, because they had a chance, the Mariners, to blow this game open very early.
I mean, those 93 pitches, some of the gutsiest 93 we've seen from a Red Sox pitcher this year. Pitching out of the trouble that he was in. I realized they were getting the hits off of him, but he was getting out of those jams for the most part and keeping the Red Sox in the game. The 1-2 cut on and miss. That one ate him up. A cutter down and in to strike him out.
There's a couple of things that got him out of trouble, and one was a double play in the 1st inning. They gave up a run, but they got 2 big outs, and the other thing, he got some strikeouts. And here's another double play to Pedroia, but he got 2 critical strikeouts in the 3rd inning. A 2nd and 3rd situation with nobody out, he gets Cano and Cruz to strike out, then the ground out to end the inning. So, you know, he really put a cap on what could have been very big innings.
Vasquez now, he has singled and tapped to second, 1 for 2. Red Sox ahead 4-2. Opportunity for some more here with 2 men aboard in the 6th inning. Ramirez at second, Shaw at first base. Vasquez, another guy who had been slumping. We'll see if he's out on a hit and run single. He really helped out in the 5th inning. And he would come in to score. Red Sox got 3 runs in that 5th. Check swing he would not offer. 2-1. Mookie Betts would be next. He has a pair of hits today. Montgomery with a 2-1. And he's gone to 3-1 on Vasquez.
Now that off-fielder in right field, Seth Smith, is really shallow against Vasquez. And right now becoming difficult with the sun.
Good hitters count, the 3-1. There's a shot ripped down the line. Ramirez rounding third. He'll score. Shaw to third base. Diving in with a double is Vasquez. 5-2 Boston. Looks like he's out of his skid.
Well, we talked about Vasquez, you know, and the work that he's been putting in. Now, what have we seen today? Exactly what he's been working on. Going the other way on the hit and run, pulling the ball this last time up. Now the location inside, hits it out in front, gets the good part of the barrel. Now remember, before the game, opposite field, that's where he gets the base hit on the hit and run. Then when they throw him inside, pull the ball. And that's exactly what he's brought into the game today. A couple of hits for him. Good for him.
2 for 3, his 8th double of the season. You know, he has to feel great about the results so far here this afternoon, and the Red Sox have taken a 5-2 lead. Been a good week for Chile as far as getting some of these guys out of their slumps.
Well, you know, they feel as good as the players do because they're invested.
The Red Sox beginning to swing the bats again like they're capable. Mookie trying to keep it rolling with a single in the 1st inning and an RBI single in the 5th. He ranks 5th in the American League RBI race. And he's a leadoff man. Here's the 1-0. Taken for a ball.
I love Vasquez's reaction when he got on second base too. I mean, all excited about his big day offensively, and you know, pointing toward that dugout to his teammates. You know, I'm coming through for you. I'm doing the job offensively. not only catching. It's a good feeling. You put that work in, you get results. Very nice feeling. And the guys are pulling for you. They really are.
Second and third, 2 down. The 2-0. He takes a strike. Mookie 476 with 2 outs and men in scoring position. This is a spot he likes. The 2-1 off the end of the bat, foul.
He'd have preferred to have a better swing on that particular pitch. 2-1 fastball away from him, and really not one that you want to swing at.
The left-hander with a 2-2. And tied him up inside, a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Red Sox will settle for the additional run on the RBI by Vasquez. 5-2 Boston. Visit Nesson.com for a running tally. Just another way Aetna is helping build healthier communities. We move on to the 7th inning. The Red Sox with a 5-2 lead over Seattle. And Junichi Tazawa will now make an appearance. We thought that Robbie Ross Jr. would work the 7th inning, and he did warm up for a spell, but then sat down again. And does not look like he is pressing to come in the game at this point. So you wonder what's up there, unless it's just going to be he works later in the game.
He may be asking himself, you know, what's going on? Why am I not in this game?
Clevenger leading things off. He has singled and struck out. Yes, he may be. Aoki next, and then Marte. So that is 7, 8, 9 in the Seattle batting order. Rick Porcello in line for the win. He went 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs. Knocked into the alley in left center. On the run, Bradley. He'll track it down onto the warning track. Got such a good jump.
Let's look at some strikeouts from Rick Porcello. 4 of them, and they're all going to have one thing in common. They're all changeups. And a lot of them right down the middle of the plate, but off speed enough where they're fooling the hitters. Now this last one is going to be down, but the first 3 were kind of up in the zone, still very effective because of the off speed of the pitch. And the last one was a perfect changeup down and out of the strike zone.
Well, you showed the guts of a burglar today, getting out of some of those jams.
Yeah, I like that one. Like that.
Aoki has gone 0 for 2. He's been doubled up, and he's also flied to center. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Red Sox. 2 runs on 8 hits for Seattle.
I'll tell you one thing. If I'm facing Tazawa, and we get a chance to see him a lot, I'm looking for a curveball on the first pitch because he throws that, I would say, 80% of the time on the first pitch.
Yep. You know that's got to be in a scouting report somewhere.
Yeah, you would think.
1 down and the 1-0. Up the middle and a base hit. So the first 2 have hit the ball hard against Tazawa. Think Energy, powering Fenway, and a smart choice to power your home. Visit thinkenergy.com to enroll today.
There's a great opportunity there to sign that foul pole. You can always say as a kid you did it at Fenway Park, left field.
Pretty cool.
Marte's popped up and he's grounded out to short. 0 for 2 out of the 9 hole today. Red Sox with a 5-2 lead in the 7th.
Aoki at first base, I was checking his numbers, and they are horrible stealing bases. He's got 4,
but he's been thrown out 7 times.
Maybe time to stop.
Yeah, or go. Let Vasquez throw him out.
Vasquez sitting around 35% right now. I'd like to bring that up to about 45%. That sneaks in there for a strike. He's had a big day at the plate.
That's not too good.
No, 68% is not too good. The 0-2 pitch to Marte. Here's the throw back to first base and not in time to get him. I think the tag did a little bit of damage. The tag by Hanley, and Aoki slow to rise.
He's clenching that right hand. Now let's see if it's a tag or if he jams it on the bag going back. Better look from this angle. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might have been the tag that's the knee. The knee got him.
Yeah.
The knee got him. So take that.
You know, he'd be better off just staying right as close to the bag as possible and forget about taking a lead. Forget about running. It's dangerous business. We've gone to the 8th inning at Baltimore, and the Orioles still leading Toronto 3-2. Baltimore that 1-game lead. And Tazawa with a 1-2 looking for the K. And he misses there.
Good splitter by Tazawa. Didn't miss by very much, and something that Marte had to think about swinging at because it was close. Very dangerous pitch to stay off. I don't like as a hitter leaving that in the hands of the umpire.
Marte, a switch hitter from the Dominican Republic. Here's the 2-2. Now 3-2. Marte says growing up he idolized Robinson Cano growing up in the Dominican. Now he lockers 20 feet away from him. Cano's become like a big brother to him, he said. Big brother who can pick up all the tabs at dinner. 3-2. Ground ball. Here's Pedroia backing up on it. Flips to Bogarts, 1 on to first, and not in time to turn 2. But there are 2 out with a runner at first.
And it looked like it had double play written all over it, but Xander has to come over the top. There's the flip from Dustin. And watch Bogaerts how he comes across, but then has to come over the top with the throw, and that takes a little bit more time. That's the difference at first base. He had himself in kind of a weird position at second, didn't he, Xander, as he was trying to turn that double play, almost like he took a step toward the outfield instead of coming barreling across that bag. You see the position he's in right there now. If he comes barreling across the bag, you know, he probably gets him at first base, but watch the step out. Right there. That causes the runner to be safe at first base.
Seemed like it took something off the throw. Martin with a high twisting pop to left field. Young moving over there to make the play, and that retires the side. So Tazawa gives up a hit. Nothing more than that. Still 5-2 Red Sox in the seventh. Lines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. By buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals, and by the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. What a day. What a Saturday afternoon and now evening here in Boston. As the Sox lead 5-2, looking to get back into the win column. And who knows, maybe back into first place depending on what happens in Baltimore today, but still business to attend to here, as Pedroia will lead things off in the last half of the seventh inning with a 3-run advantage. We've had home runs today from Xander Bogaerts, his 9th, and Jackie Bradley, his 12th. Pedroia 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Bogaerts and Ortiz will be up after Dustin Pedroia, who's hitting .304 and looks at a strike. It's Koji getting loose in the bullpen. There's Robbie Ross relaxing at the moment. So John Farrell intending on using Koji in the 8th inning, despite all of those left-hand hitters. It's an interesting decision.
Yeah, if it's me, you know, if I'm Robbie Ross, I'm saying to myself, what have I got to do? You know, I mean, if I can't get in against Seattle with all these left-handed hitters, I'm perplexed.
The way he's pitching, you'd love to see him. 2.16 ERA his last 15 games, holding opponents to a 119 batting average. That one snagged by Montgomery on a line drive. He catches it and steals a hit perhaps from Dustin.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play by Montgomery. Line shot right back to the middle, and you know he's going to be falling off toward third base just a touch, and then watch him reach back across his body. Very nice play. And as a hitter, that is so frustrating. By the time you take one step, you're out. And it's like, oh, man. I hit the ball good. One step and I'm out.
0 for 4 today. Brings up Xander Bogaerts, who's 2 for 3. batting average has gone up 4 points today. Started the day the #1 hitter in the American League as it was. Now hitting .354 with a single and a homer. So the beat goes on for Bogey. The way the voting has played out, that beat will take him to San Diego, California for the All-Star break. And the All-Star game. 2-1. He's the #1 vote getter in the American League at shortstop. And how about Stephen Wright? There's been a lot of talk about Stephen not only going to the All-Star game, but starting the All-Star game. To the right side, and Cano there. It's always a little closer than it ought to be on the throws with Robbie Cano, but that's 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, that's his style at second base. You know, there's a certain timing that every player has, a clock that goes off in their head, you know, on ground balls. And with his style of play, you're going to see a lot of close plays at first base because he glides after the ball and he's very deliberate with his arm action, but then he's got the rifle, you know, from that underneath throw, and he knows that.
But he's a style master.
Oh, he can style. Yeah, he can style. But you know what? He can style, but he's good. He's good.
He is. He's really good.
I don't like the guys that style and stink.
Ortiz hits one right that way to Lynn, but he'll feed the pitcher to get the out and retire the side. So the Red Sox go 1-2-3. It's on to the 8th, 5-2. Sox leading Seattle. Lesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Red Sox 5, Seattle 2 as we go to the 8th inning. Out hitting Seattle 11-9. Each side has stranded 5 base runners. And Koji Uehara will make an appearance out of the bullpen. Red Sox incidentally leading after 7 are 34-2 for the season. And Franklin Gutierrez, who was their star last night, will hit for Smith. And a huge night last night with 2 home runs and a bases loaded double. He drove in 6 runs in the Mariner victory. And he'll take one inside ball 1. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Plainridge Park Casino. Adam and Tim will preview David Price's start tomorrow against Seattle, plus highlights of the Orioles Blue Jays matchup. Gutierrez said of his great night last night, I guess I see the ball pretty well at Fenway Park. Certainly did yesterday. He's had some good days here. Late on that one.
Fastball at 89, but it's elevated and no contact that time. It's amazing, you know, how Koji can get that fastball at 88, 89 by people upstairs.
Now you would bet on the split.
I want to go up again, upstairs again.
And how about that? 88 to strike him out.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the last thing as a hitter you're thinking about, because you know his best pitch is a split-fingered fastball. And the last thing you expect from a guy that throws 88 is to go up to the attic with the fastball. And that's exactly what he did on 2 straight pitches. Goes upstairs and throws it by him at 88.
That's why it worked. I was thinking along with Franklin Gutierrez, right back to the dugout. So 1 away for Cano, who's gone 1 for 3 with a single. He's also struck out today. Pops that one a mile in the air, but to shallow left. Plenty of time for Young, who says he has it. And there are 2 down in the 8th inning. Right now you can get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire room, and best of all, you get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. Been a long day for this man, Nelson Cruz. He could have done some big time damage in the first inning. The bases were loaded with nobody out when he came to bat for the first time against Rick Porcello. But Porcello got him to hit into a 6-4-3 double play. You look back at that moment now, Jerry, it's the moment of the game.
It certainly is, because they could have been on top very early, very big.
He did get 1 run in that inning. They got another in the second on a home run by Lind. But that's all they got to this point in the game. It's all they got off of Rick Porcello.
This is the big play, in my opinion, defensively for the Red Sox early in the game. Give up 1, get 2 outs. And that minimized the damage in the first inning.
1-1 fouled away. Since then, he has struck out and tapped to third base. The way things have been going recently, the Red Sox have gotten into big holes, unable to overcome those. 5-0, 7-0. It looked like it was going that way again today, but Porcello really slammed the door on them. Kept the Red Sox in it. Now they lead 5-2 over Seattle. Seager on deck. Red Sox have kept him off the bases. Here's the 2-2.
Good job fouling that pitch off. That was a very good splitter. You can see how far out of the strike zone that was, but still Cruz able to foul it off. Split grip. Down low. Shin high.
2-2. He got him. He struck him out with that nasty splitter, and he gets him 1-2-3. That was vintage Koji. 5-2 Boston. Watch what he does when he sees Erod again. Wow. Tomorrow, in a special Father's Day edition of NESN Clubhouse, Red Sox players will dish on fatherhood. We learn how specialized bats are made at Louisville Slugger. And it's all tomorrow at noon on NESN Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Well, good to see Koji back inside the dugout. We're going to show you what happened after he left the mound and the celebration started. And for a moment, it looked like he might have been injured, actually. I can tell you he was not, obviously, as Hanley steps in and takes a strike. This is what happened in the celebration. Look at Erod push the glove accidentally right into his eye. And Koji had to leave the dugout and go get some treatment. Ramirez 1 for 3, but then he came back out, and the first guy he wants to find just beats him up.
Give him a little left jab.
So he's okay. I'm not so sure about Erod at this point, but Koji's fine. Ramirez, Bradley, and Shaw here in the 8th inning. Red Sox ahead 5-2. Crunched and a base hit and maybe more on the grass on the track up against the wall. And he wants a double. Aoki firing but won't get him. 2 bases for Hanley, his second hit today.
Hanley, you can book this. He's got to start to heat up. His bats are much better. His balance is better. Fastball in does a good job getting the bat head out. I just got a good feeling that Hanley's going to really heat up. So far to go for Aoki that Ramirez has no problem getting into second base with the double.
They love to take those pictures. It's been the thing for the Sox this year. JBJ now. He homered back in the 4th inning. 1 for 2. He's also taken ball 4. Red Sox trying to add to a 5-2 lead in the 8th. And Kimbrel is up. And the 1-0. That missed. Gutierrez stayed in the game to play right field, which is the Sun field. And that's the only change for the Mariners. Here's the 2-0. Well, he went for the downs on that cut, didn't he? On a 93-mile-an-hour heater.
Sure did. And, you know, I'm a little surprised they're in the shift in this situation. Lefty against lefty. There's the fastball inside that Bradley misses, but leaves a big hole at shortstop. And lefties are usually more defensive against left-handed pitches. We'll see.
2-1. He trickles that one backward. David Price on the hill tomorrow, goes in at 7-4. And the last game against these Mariners before the White Sox are here for 4. Ten-game homestand. The weather will continue to be marvelous. Here comes the 2-2. Line and caught by Cano into second base off the glove. It rolls into left. Hanley's into third. He's going to try and score. Here comes the throw home. He's in there. Wow. Red Sox lead it 6-2.
Well, that's great hustle by Ramirez. I mean, first of all, ill-advised throw by Cano because they didn't have a chance at a double play, and it had to be lost by Marte. He must have lost the baseball. Hanley never slows up. I'm curious to see, does Butterfield wave him on, or does Hanley go by himself? He sees the baseball, he's looking at the baseball.
I don't think there was any waving. I think it was all him.
I think it was all Hanley. Yeah, that's great hustle. And, you got the lead in the ball game. Let's see Butter. Butter's holding him. He don't even see Butter. Yeah. Butter does not exist in the mind of Hanley Ramirez.
Daring. Right through the stop sign. Travis Shaw, the batter, 1 for 3.
Somebody got to remind Hanley that there is a third base coach in baseball. He did not even look at him.
0-2 on the way and softly hit. Marte from the right side will throw on to get him. And there are 2 down. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets with the best seats at the lowest prices. Treat yourself or someone special by visiting aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. You and I were just talking last inning about Cano and being a bit of a style master and an ill-advised throw there.
I thought so.
I agree with you. I think it caught his shortstop a bit by surprise.
Yeah, either that or he lost the baseball. That's a possibility too, because there was really no opportunity. It's kind of automatic. You catch a line drive, you try to throw a guy out at a particular base. But I think the shortstop lost that ball. I really do.
They are going to charge him with the error, Marte.
Yeah, I think that's the correct call. Because the throw was right there. The throw was right on the bat.
Well, it produces another run for the Red Sox. Now ahead 6-2. Young's gone 1 for 3 with a single. Watch him duck a little bit on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he didn't see it. He did not see the baseball. Somewhere he lost it.
Cross for a called strike. Kimbrel's still warming up in the Red Sox bullpen as Montgomery delivers, and a liner. Oh, nice play on the scoop by Seager. He has won a Gold Glove over there, and he just showed you why, and retires the side. Red Sox are ahead by 4 as we go to the 9th at Fenway. Xfinity. Sampson, the young starter, the rookie for Seattle, only went 4 2/3. He's on the hook. Porcello went 6 gritty innings and allowed 2 earned runs. Bogarts with a home run, Jackie Bradley with a home run, and some daring base running moments ago by Hanley Ramirez to get the 6th run in, running right through the stop sign by Brian Butterfield. And he got back inside the dugout. Butter came down the dugout steps. And
Hanley's looking at him. Look at him. What'd you hold me up for? Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah. He put up the stop sign, but I was going to stop at home, he said. So here comes Kimbrel out of the bullpen to lock it up. Not a save situation. It's a 4-run lead, but Red Sox need the win.
The Mariners offense, the roster today is a total of 0 for 15 against Kimbrel with 13 strikeouts. Is that correct? 11 strikeouts. So that's pretty good.
It's a lot. Seager to lead things off. He's gone 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Lind on deck. And Kimbrel is at a very hot hand. Fires inside and twists him around. Big inning for the Red Sox was the 5th when they got 3 runs. But the big inning for the Red Sox pitching staff was the very first. Rick Porcello allowed singles to the first 3 men he faced. The bases were loaded with nobody out, and Nelson Cruz at the plate, one of the big time sluggers of the American League, and he got him to hit into a double play. It did score a run, but that's all they got in that inning. And it has turned out to be a huge moment in the game. Tonight at 10 on SN Sports Today, Jerry will break it all down. Plus, we'll look at the Bruins options in the upcoming NHL draft. That's tonight at 10 on SN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Well, the count 3-0 here on Seager, and he looks at a strike. Great big crowd on a picture-perfect Saturday afternoon here at Fenway. And the Sox have bounced back in line for a win. 3-1. A strike. Don't miss the CVS Health Charity Classic Benefit Concert featuring Lady Antebellum June 28th at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Charity Classic Fenway. Still 3-2. Rick Porcello went the first 6 innings. If he gets the win, he goes to 8-2 and also 6-0 at Fenway. Tazawa followed, Koji after him, and now Kimbrel in the 9th. (3-2). Fought off again. Little trickler foul.
That was good. You saw Vasquez there. You know, he's tipping off the umpire that they're going to try to come inside with the fastball to make him alert and aware of the inside part of the plate. They do come inside, but Seager's able to foul it off. Watch Vasquez reach around, touch the umpire, looking for him. I'm coming inside. Keep your eye open.
It's a nice tip for a guy who throws almost 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
(3-2) again. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball he got a piece of. Kimbrel gets the sign, and the 3-2 to Seager. High fly to center. Jackie Bradley backing up. He has plenty of room, and that is out number 1. Tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Red Sox players will share their Father's Day wishes. And Lind will be next. He crunched a long home run in the 2nd inning. That made it 2-0 Seattle. Things were looking kind of dire at that point for the Red Sox, but been a very, very good day since then. He's 1 for 3 here this afternoon and now into the evening. And the first one a strike at 97.
Yeah, Lynn's telling the umpire he doesn't need any help. You know, this guy throws 99 with a good hook. You don't need to be calling pitches down below the knee strikes. He didn't say all of that, but I mean that's what, you know, it's on his mind. Me, I would have said all of that, and I would have been in trouble. I'd have struck out on a pitch that's 5 inches outside.
They would have made sure.
Yeah.
0-2 on Lind. Kimbrel looking for his first K in the book. And that missed to make it 1-2. Red Sox ahead 6-2 here in the 9th inning. Tomorrow's first pitch at 1:35. Here's the 1-2 to Lind. Pedroia to the hole, a sliding stab. He throws and gets him. That's a classic Dustin Pedroia stop for the second out.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you get caught in between. Should I go for it standing up or should I dive? And that time he elects to slide because he was a tweener for him. He wasn't sure. He thought he could get there standing up. Then all of a sudden he realized he can't. So he goes into the slide to make the play. Kimbrel loves it.
He's made a couple of terrific plays. That double play early in the game. Did it all on his own with the tag and the flip on to first base. That was outstanding. So 2 down. Here's Steve Clevenger, who's gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. Kimbrel trying to make him the last man today, and he deals the strike.
Coming inside again.
0-1, high chop to first. That's a fair ball. Hanley will take it back to the bag, and that's how the ball game will end. Well, he's having a lot of fun. The Red Sox win it by a final score of 6-2. And this one had a lot of good things for the Sox today. Offense, pitching, very gutsy pitching by Rick Porcello. Bullpen coming through as well. A home run by Jackie Bradley, and another one by Xander Bogaerts. So the Red Sox get back into the win column. 6-2 the final, Adam.